So there was this article that I saw. It was more like somebody's local paper had this actual like report on here, and it's nothing significant of the Batman. It's more like somebody's personal like take on how long the Batman is and why the Batman sucks. So if you were assuming that I thought the length of the Batman sucked, I don't think it sucks. This guy thinks it sucks. I was just fucking with you. I was just trying to get you to click the video. But let's talk about this real quick. I'm going to start by reading the top part because it kind of does explain the other parts I'm going to be reading off. I'm not going to read all of this, but I will explain this part. There is a joke of sorts doing bog laps of the internet that suggests no movie should cost more than $85 million to make. That was the price tag of Steven Soderbergh's 2001 heist film Ocean's 11, a ludicrously entertaining, critical, and commercial success, so effortlessly sexy it could be sold as a fertility ad. I don't know what the fuck. I've never heard that joke before. The crux of the joke is that if your film is going to be worse than Ocean's 11, it shouldn't cost more to make. I hope this is like a troll like report or like a troll article because like that I've never heard of that before. Maybe I'm on the wrong side of Twitter or film Twitter, you know what I mean? I'm just not hearing that joke. The gag came to mind when I heard the new Batman film imaginatively titled The Batman and starring former Twihard heartthrob turned interesting weirdo Robert Pattinson will run for 2 hours and 55 minutes. No film should be 3 hours long, no exceptions. But wait a minute. But The Batman isn't 3 hours long, though. You literally just stated that The Batman is 2 hours and 55 minutes long. So why didn't you like say longer than like 2 hours and 50 minutes long? And even without the credits, The Batman is 2 hours and 47 minutes long. Most people aren't going to sit through the credits. Most normal people aren't going to sit through fucking credits, okay? Especially with a movie this long, they're not going to sit through the credits. So, you know, a movie like this is only 2 hours and 47 minutes long. And you say that no movie should be more than 3 hours long. What do you mean? Isn't that like a contradiction? Isn't that the direct definition of a contradiction? Am I crazy? Is the Batman, hang on, there's more. Is the Batman going to be as good as the greatest superhero movie of all time? 2000's X-Men. Okay, this has to be a troll. This has to be a joke. There's no way. No. And X-Men managed to put the character of Hugh Jackman, or the career of Hugh Jackman, to the stratosphere in 104 minutes. Is the Batman going to be as good as, say, Alfred Hitchcock's Psycho, a film that redefined the horror genre in a mere 109 minutes? Again, I find it difficult to believe. The Batman probably doesn't even have a shower scene, much to the chagrin of Pattinson's biggest fans. I mean, I would assume there would be like good scene. I don't know. There's a lot of assumptions here, and a lot of them are assuming that this movie's going to be bad. But based on everything we've seen, even if you think that the movie subjectively looks bad, I think that we could all objectively say that it looks like it's well put together, that it actually looks like it's competent. Right? I mean, at least most of us can agree that this movie, at least for the duration of how long it looks, it doesn't look like they're going to be veering off too far from at least what they've shown in the trailers, which is like Penguin, Catwoman, Riddler, and of course the GCPD and Batman. Like, I don't think they're going to like go off and do some crazy random thing, and they're going to be focusing on that main story, which would be, you know, if it's intense and it's good, which is another thing I should mention is that no matter what, some filmmakers should always have creative control over their films, and they should always be able to determine how long their films are. If the studio thinks that, you know, the Batman should not be 4 hours, which, let's be honest, yeah, that's probably a little bit too much. That's a little bit too I'm not trying to like go to like Snyder lengths here. And he even mentions in this article of Snyder and how, of course, that's a 4 hour and 2 minute runtime that is deeply unacceptable as the average Joe Rogan podcast. And like, I feel like that's also a joke because like Zack Snyder's Justice League was a director's cut released on HBO Max, like literally his version of the film. Why would you like that? You're like, the point of it was to be that long to show all of his footage. So this has to be a troll. I also don't think that the Batman length is at all an issue. Like, there's literally no problem with this movie being that long if it needs to be that long. Like, let's say we actually go to the movie and there are a lot of pacing issues, right? Well, in that case, then yeah, okay, they kind of fucked up with the 3 hour length. They probably could have cut it down and gotten it shorter. But like, realistically, they already did cut it down and make it shorter. Like, there was a 4 hour length like screening that they did for people. And like, if that's the case, then this movie has already been cut down significantly. That's a lot of footage. An hour and like what, 20 minutes? That's a lot of footage to be cut. So personally, I think that if it is paced well, which I believe it is, I believe that the action, the tension, everything is going to be built up perfectly. There's going to be dramatic moments. There's going to be the high stake action moments, and it seems like there's going to be a lot of Batman. You know what I mean? It looks like in this movie there's going to be a lot of Batman. Bruce Wayne doesn't even know how to be Bruce Wayne yet. He thinks that everything is Batman. There's a lot of that. And I think that's a lot of interesting, things that they can play with. I think that they can actually go for a while just fucking having Batman and Bruce Wayne doing investigating shit. And that's what I think that most of the runtime will consist of, is that very intense detective work plus the action of the Batman, which is just a perfect blend, in my opinion. I think that this is what we needed for a Batman movie. And, I see people trying to like compare it to the the BVS Ultimate Edition. But in my opinion, the BVS Ultimate Edition really, it was okay, but like in my opinion, the Batman storyline was great. The Superman storyline was meh, and then they have this Lois Lane storyline where she's like trying to find the origins of a bullet, and like I don't know how that's fun. The pacing there was really, really off, and like the first hour was really, really boring. And if we're gonna compare the Batman to any movie, we're not gonna compare it to fucking Alfred Hitchcock. The fuck is this? We're not gonna compare it to the 2000s X-Men. Let's just be honest there. 2000s X-Men, like, I would say the first one's really good, but after that, there's a few sequels after that before it starts getting good again, where they're on some Joel Schumacher level shit, and it's like really, really, really bad. Like, there's really like nothing forgivable about Origins except like Ryan Reynolds. We got Ryan Reynolds from Origins. That's the only good thing about the X-Men Origins movie. And I think that this is a troll. I hope that this is a troll. But like, if this is someone's legitimate opinion about the Batman's length, if this is someone's legitimate opinion about movie lengths in general, I am deeply concerned about their mental health. Because good gracious, how can you not watch a movie that's like more than 2.5 hours long? Let's say you prepare for like a 2.5 hour movie. Like, are you really like not going to be able to sit through a 2.5, like 3 hour movie? Like, is it really that bad? Is it really that bad to start comparing it to like Ocean's 11 and saying that, yeah, movies should only be as good as Ocean 11 and they should only be made for as much as Ocean's 11 if they're as good as Ocean 11? Like, what the fuck? I gotta be getting trolled here, and I hope I am. But like, I have seen like a lot of people try to like throw hate at the Batman for illegitimate reasons, and it's like, you can dislike the suit, that's fine. You can dislike some of the casting, okay, that's I get that, I guess. But like to like say the length is like a shitty thing without even seeing the movie at all and thinking that this is a bad thing, like, it's just kind of ignorant in a way, because you're just not putting the pieces together. You haven't seen the full movie. You don't know if this length is worth being, of course, worth it. We have to actually see what this length is going to do with all of the runtime, and I think that they're going to really pull it off. If you watch the Planet of the Apes movies, the pacing for, of course, War of the Planet of the Apes and Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, which is the two Planet of the Apes movies that Reeves directed. He of course paced those movies incredibly well. There's the action, there's the humans, there's the monkeys, and then there's the conflict between the monkeys and humans. There's a lot there. And even though it's kind of like a retread in War in many ways, where there's still the conflict of the monkeys and there's still conflict of the humans, I think it's done in a way that's really, really interesting and still paces out the movie very well. I think War kind of drags on it in some places, but overall, I could still rewatch those movies and be like, damn, this is good. This was very well done. And Matt Reeves really knows how to get those characters, to lengthen out the movie and try to like, flesh out the villain. And, he really did good with Woody Harrelson's villain, even though it wasn't even that good of a character. He wanted to kill monkeys, bro. He wanted to literally cause genocide to monkeys. Like, that is literally Woody Harrelson's villain. But like by the end of his character arc, he's kind of like fucked. You kind of feel bad for the guy. You know what I mean? It's really, really bad the way he goes out. But like overall, I think that Matt Reeves is going to perfect this runtime. I think that everything that's going to be done in this movie is going to be perfect. And you know, we have to wait and see. I really hope that this is a joke. Hopefully this article is, you could like pause it now and read it, but like by the time you get to like the second or third paragraph, you're like, okay, I'm done here. So thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe for more videos in the future. I will be trying to make more of these, like, you know, fun little joking type of videos as we count down to the Batman. So don't forget to subscribe. Don't forget to like for more content in the future, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Peace out.